Well, it's become a tradition here at WLVB. It has over the last many years. During the month of May, we recognize May as Mental Health Awareness Month. Over the past many years, we have chatted with many folks with Lamoille County Mental Health Services, and we start today, and we go right to the top this morning. Got to start at the top. And we've got the new CEO, actually, of Lamoille County Mental Health Services, Michael Hartman, with us today. Well, welcome aboard, Michael.
Thank you, Roland.
Well, and of course, this is your first time on this program as the CEO, of course, replacing Savvy, who was with you was the CEO for 15 years.
Yeah.
So she did an excellent job, and really helped really organize this whole month as we've been doing it.
Yes, and she had pretty good timing about when to retire as well.
Yes, I guess she did. So she's in warmer climes. Well, good for her. Well, congratulations to her. She did a great job. But even though you're the new CEO of Lamoille County Mental Health Services, you're hardly new to the organization or to the mental health. I don't like to call it business. Mental health programs.
Well, it's as much a business as most others. So,
I suppose. But you've been in this for a long time.
I have. I've been here at Lamoille for about 7 years, and I've been doing this work for about 40 years.
Wow. So was it before? Did you do this outside of Vermont before you came here?
No. But
it's always been
all
Vermont.
Here. Started here and worked almost all my time through here. Working mostly in the community mental health centers.
Right. So you kind of moved your way. Now you're at the top of the list now. So.
Yeah. I don't know which list that might be.
With all the responsibilities that go with it too.
Yes.
But it seems like it's almost impeccable timing to be talking about mental health services with the whole pandemic situation and world that we're now living in right now, and folks. I guess people are handling it in different ways. So how can Lamoille County Mental Health Services help those that maybe are struggling with it a little bit?
Well, I'd want to emphasize two things. One is Lamoille County Mental Health is certainly there to help folks, but there are also private providers, and Cheslove has a behavioral health program at their offices as well. So we have a lot of providers, and the other emphasis is on understanding sort of two different ways that this might be hitting people. One is that for many folks, this is stress in their life, and the issues around childcare and food, unemployment, or issues at work if they're still working, money, concern for health of family members, especially elders or people who have vulnerabilities to this particular virus. And that is an extra stress, and a lot of people can manage that most of the time. These issues tend to come and go. I think the hard part about this particular situation with COVID-19 is that it seems to have gone on and on and on, and as we read the news, sometimes it looks like, well, maybe it's coming up on the horizon that this will start to go away. And then other days it seems like it's still coming at us full barrel.
Right.
And so it's kind of a stress that can wear you down after a while.
Right. And of course, as many folks probably have realized by now, you don't just flip a switch and now everything will be back to normal. It's going to be a long process.
Exactly.
And people have to really kind of understand that and pace themselves.
Exactly. It's a marathon, not a race. And the really difficult part for folks who are coming up with these problems is that so many different areas are affected at the same time. As I said, it can be the kids aren't going to school, that sometimes the money comes up short, and then there's the question of food, and work is unstable. So there's a lot of things where sometimes if things are tough at home and you can go to work and kind of get away from it, and sometimes things are tough at work, you go home and get away from it. And this is a little bit harder to do that for a lot of folks. And then for people who already had some problems, folks who may have had some anxiety or worry always about money, family, jobs, things like that. This is making that more pronounced. People who had problems with depression or feeling blue can often just get caught by being overwhelmed by so much of the news that talks about illness and death and loss, and it kind of can make you just feel some days like you're just getting deeper in a hole and things seem more bleak. And then another area is people who may have done really good at recovering from substance misuse, who now find themselves really struggling with urges to perhaps consider using again. So it's for people who generally have not had too many issues. They may, for the first time, be finding themselves coping with these kinds of feelings of anxiety and worry and loss. And for people who already had some problems with this, they may feel more overwhelmed. So we want people to recognize that talking to other folks, finding supports are really good. One thing that's hard because of the situation where people can't get together is that groups and places that people used to go to do that now aren't there.
Yeah.
And so finding ways to use the phone or the internet, different ways to connect with people is really important.
Yeah, that's what I find I miss a lot is the interaction with other folks. That if you've had a normal, like if you used to go to church on Sunday all the time, you'd have that group and you'd have your regular friends you get to, and even though it's great to talk to them or Facebook them or however you do it, but there nothing really 100% replaces being in person and giving them a hug and, things of that nature.
Right. So calling somebody that you used to do that with and reminiscing about the times you used to be able to do it might be a decent thing to do to help right now. The other thing that we really wanted to emphasize with people being mindful of is really taking care of yourself, not just about wearing a mask and washing your hands. Those are important, of course, but also remembering to keep taking care of yourself, that not putting off going to the doctors or calling the doctor for a problem that you have. My own brother recently, over last weekend, has a heart condition. He's had it for his whole life as an adult, and started having shortness of breath and immediately decided he had coronavirus.
Oh.
And instead of going and listening to my sister, who's a nurse, and going to the emergency room, he insisted on instead making an appointment to get a virus test. And while he was doing that, he said, my sister said I should have my blood pressure checked. They did it. He went right into the emergency room. He was in pretty serious bad shape. And that we want to be careful not to downplay things that are going on for ourselves, whether it's emotionally or physically, that you want to be in touch with your providers, with your friends, pastor, whoever it is that you talk with, and share how you're feeling, including physical as well as mental health.
I hope he's doing better.
He's doing fine. I talked to him yesterday. He's doing much better. Wow. But it was a very serious situation that he nearly, if he hadn't called my sister, I don't know if he would still be here.
Wow, that's something.
So it's important to keep track of those things.
Right. Well, we only have about 30 seconds left, Michael. So if folks want to find out more about the services of Lamoille County Mental Health Services and how you can help out folks, how do they get in touch with you?
So a couple of things. One would be to look on our website. It's www.lamoille.org. Pretty easy one.
Yep.
And then even easy also is the phone number, which is 888-5026. And in an emergency, 888-8888 after hours and on weekends for our crisis services. And certainly also we have a Facebook page as well. So be glad to have people. We're trying to post things that should be helpful to people, and certainly we continue to provide services. A lot of them are over the phone or through telehealth, where we have a video set up, and folks are getting used to that and finding it to be pretty helpful. So we welcome people to continue to seek out any help that we might be able to provide.
Okay, CEO Michael Hartman of Lamoille County Mental Health Services, and our series for May Mental Health Awareness Month will continue next Tuesday at this time. I believe Jim Purrier is going to be going to be joining us next week.
Yep.
All right, Michael, thank you for the great information, and everybody be well there at Lamoille County Mental Health Services.
And at your site too there, Roland, you take it easy.
Okay, Michael, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Right, bye. That's Michael Hartman, CEO of Lamoille County Mental Health Services. Again, their website is very easy, lamoille.org. Get all the information there. 93.9.